Welcome back, guys, to the Sovereign Renaissance. Now, we've been MIA for the past couple of days, but we're back again with another topic that will spark your interest. Now, without further ado, let's discuss the transgenerational enmeshment and breaking the spiritual contracts of cursed bloodlines. The debt you never signed up for. You carry a weight that doesn't belong to you, a silent, suffocating frequency woven into your very DNA. It's the phantom grief of a grandmother you never met, the erratic rage of a father you tried to outrun, and the inexplicable bad luck that feels less like coincidence and more like a calculated inheritance. Most call it family baggage, but you know the truth. It is a spiritual lion placed on your life before you drew your first breath. Transgenerational enmeshments isn't just messy family dynamics, it is a sophisticated web of invisible loyalties and ancient mandates. To heal, you cannot simply set boundaries with the living, you must litigate the contracts of the dead. The terms of the legacy. In this bloodline, the price of belonging is the surrender of your sovereignty. You are born into A, the vow of silence, protecting secrets that rot from the inside out. B, the debt of suffering, a subconscious belief that you must be as miserable as those who came before you to stay connected. And lastly, the mirror trap, reliving the same betrayals, addictions, and failures as if the script of your life was written in the 1920s. The sins of the father are not just moral failings, they are energetic blueprints. Until you revoke the signature of your ancestors from your soul, you are merely a ghostwriter of a story that isn't yours. It is time to stop being the reservoir of your family's unprocessed trauma. It is time to tear up the contract, break the seal, and become the revolutionary glitch that sets the entire lineage free. The concept of transgenerational enmeshment, often viewed through a lens of a cursed bloodline, describes a profound psychological and spiritual entanglement where the traumas, unresolved griefs, and dysfunctional patterns of ancestors are unconsciously contracted by the living. Breaking these legacies requires a multi layered approach that addresses both the psychological boundaries and the perceived spiritual architecture of the family line. Identifying the invisible contracts. A spiritual contract in a bloodline often manifests as an unspoken rule or a repetitive life script. To break them, you must first identify how they operate. The sacrifice contract. The belief that one must suffer or remain small to pay for the sins or hardships of ancestors. The loyalty bind. Feeling that personal success, happiness, or health is a betrayal of the family's collective pain. The mirroring trap. Unconsciously recreating the exact toxic dynamics, such as enmeshment or narcissism, that one witnessed in childhood, despite a conscious desire to change. Psychological de-enmeshment. Enmeshment is the blurring of boundaries where one person's emotions and needs become indistinguishable from another. Breaking this involves a intergenerational differentiation, the process of becoming a self while remaining in contact with the family. It involves recognizing that your mother's or father's emotional state is not your responsibility to fix, worry, or carry. B. Shadow mapping. Investigating the investigating the family shadow, the secrets, shames, and traits that the family denies. Bringing these to light reduces their power to control your behavior from the subconscious. Rituals of severance. For many, intellectual understanding isn't enough. The body and spirit require a symbolic breaking of the tie. The letter of release. Write a formal document addressed to the lineage, acknowledge the trauma passed down, thank the ancestors for the life they gave, but explicitly state, I return the weight of the trauma to the past. It ends with me. That was just an example. B. Symbolic boundary setting. Use physical rituals such as salt baths, cord cutting visualizations, or lighting candles to demarcate where the bloodline legacy ends and your individual sovereign path begins. Establishing a new covenant. Once the old contract is voided, a vacuum is created. It is essential to fill it with a new, self defined legacy. Ancestral healing. Instead of viewing the entire bloodline as cursed, look for the well ancestors, those further back who were resilient, kind, or wise. Align with their energy rather than the immediate traumatized generation. Reparenting the self. Actively providing yourself with the protection, validation, and boundaries that were missing in the enmeshed family structure. The role of the cycle breaker. The individual who chooses to break these contracts often faces intense tribal pressure to return to the old ways. This is sometimes called the burden of the first, where the pioneer of the family must endure the discomfort of isolation to ensure the next generation is born into a cleared energetic field. Are you looking for specific ways to protect your own energy while navigating these family dynamics? Or are you more interested in the ritualistic aspects of clearing a lineage? The line ends, the line of the end of the line starts with you. The cycle doesn't break because it's tired. It breaks because it finally hit a wall it couldn't climb, and that wall is you. For generations, the shadows of your ancestors have been looking for a place to land, a host to carry the flame of their unhealed trauma. But the fire stops here. By revoking these spiritual contracts, you aren't just saving yourself, you are performing a mercy killing on a legacy of pain that has lived far too long. The new inheritance. When you walk away from a wreckage of the bloodline, you don't leave empty handed. You emerge with the master key, the ability to see the invisible strings that move others. True sovereignty, a life governed by your own choice, not an ancient echo. The clean slate, a future for those who come after you that is defined by potential and not by opinions. You were never meant to be the monument. to their failures. You were meant to be the bridge to their redemption. The courtroom of your soul is now adjourned. The debt is paid. The seal is finally broken, and the ink is dry on a new story. Step out of the shadow of the family tree and into the blinding light of your own unbound existence. The curse did not win, but you did, as well as those that come after you. Now, if you did enjoy today's video, please do like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for those likes, shares, and subscribes. And until next time, goodbye.